If you're new to pickleball, there's a good chance you have or are about to make one of two paddle buying mistakes. Either you buy a super cheap Amazon paddle set that plays terribly, or you spend $280 on the same paddle you saw pros use, even though it's way too much paddle for your current skill level. And honestly, both usually lead to frustration. So in this video, I'm going to simplify things and tell you exactly what paddles are best for beginners based on my experience fitting thousands of players and reviewing hundreds of paddles. Hey everyone, Braden here with Pickleball Effect. I've been reviewing paddles and fitting players since 2020. And after all that, I've realized that fitting a paddle to a beginner is actually pretty simple. Your paddle should do three things really well: help you learn faster, build confidence, and make pickleball more fun. That's it. There are two paddles that I recommend depending on your athletic background. Path 1 is for players with little to no racket sports experience, and then Path 2 is for players with racket sports backgrounds or stronger athletic instincts who will likely improve very quickly. So let's start with Path 1. This group is for players starting completely from scratch. Maybe you've never played tennis, baseball, hockey, or another sport that required strong hand-eye coordination. Maybe pickleball is just something your spouse, coworkers, or friends talked you into trying. Or maybe you're showing up to open play with a cheap Amazon starter set while everyone around you has expensive Yolas and Selkirks and you're wondering if you need one too. If that sounds like you, your biggest priority right now should be learning the fundamentals, keeping more balls in play, and building confidence, not maximizing power. Because when you're learning, a highly reactive paddle can punish poor technique by launching balls long or causing more pop-ups for your opponents to attack. So for this group, I recommend a versatile modern control paddle, and my favorite option right now is the 11.624 Vapor Jelly Bean. This paddle has a large sweet spot, good spin, lightweight balance, and enough offense that you won't outgrow it quickly. Most importantly, it helps you keep the ball in play instead of constantly fighting the paddle. That's a huge deal because at beginner levels, points usually aren't won because somebody hit the ball harder, they're won because one player kept one more ball in play. Plus, the paddle is budget friendly and under $100, but don't let that price fool you. This is a legitimately good control paddle from a respected brand that performs well above its price point. I'll have a link to it in the video description along with the discount code if you want to check it out. Now let's talk about the second path. This group is for players who already have athletic instincts or backgrounds in sports like tennis, baseball, hockey, golf, basketball, soccer, or anything that developed hand-eye coordination, footwork, and strategy. Maybe you've only played pickleball a handful of times, but already feel yourself progressing faster than most beginners. You're moving well, understanding positioning, and can tell this is probably going to be a long-term hobby. If that sounds like you, you'll probably outgrow a pure control paddle pretty quickly. So for this group, I recommend a versatile, modern all-court paddle. And my favorite pick right now is the 6-0 Coral Hybrid. This paddle gives you forgiveness and control to help you develop proper fundamentals while still offering more offensive upside than a pure control paddle to grow into as your game improves. That balance matters because you'll likely outgrow a pure control paddle quickly, but still don't want to jump straight into an overly aggressive power paddle. I also like this paddle because its modern foam design and durable grit texture will help it perform well for a long time and can realistically stay in your bag for a while. This paddle costs $180 after using the discount code and link in the description if you decide to pick one up. So those are my two recommendations. At this point, you might be saying to yourself, yo, Braden, what about swing weight and twist weight, paddle shape, or fill profiles? The truth is, when you're just starting out, you haven't built enough court experience yet to really understand those things. And that's exactly why I made these recommendations so specific. I already did the work of filtering through the specs, paddle tech, shape, forgiveness, and performance traits to find paddles that give beginners the best chance to succeed. Right now, your biggest challenge isn't optimizing your paddle, it's learning how to hit consistent returns, stop popping up balls, understand when to attack, and move efficiently at the kitchen line. So focus on learning the game and trust that these paddles will help you do that without holding you back. Then later, as your game improves, you'll naturally start developing preferences. Maybe you'll want more power on drives, a softer or stiffer feel, more reach, or faster hands at the kitchen line. That's when things like swing weight, paddle shape, and paddle tech start to matter more to you. And when that day comes, I'll still be here reviewing paddles and helping you find the right fit. If you want more detail on my beginner paddle philosophy, check out the full article linked below. And if you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comments and we can chat together there.